Well, hello. I got my little puffy ears on, doggy ears. Yeah, it's cold out there. Cold, cold, cold. But who am I to say? We're in the 40s and there's people in the negatives. Negative 20s, negative 30s, wind chills. Yeah, I don't know how they do it. Anyways, um, last night I was given a dream. Ooh, I got another video. Um, and I've been asking all day and praying. It's like, hey, you want me to put this out? Bring it back to my memory. You know, um, another one of those real vivid, I'm living through it dreams. So let's get into it. I was in a shopping mall, like a mini mall, almost like 7-Eleven parking lot, but I wasn't. And I had this huge tray packaging. It was styrofoam with plastic, how you get your meats in the meat market, except it was something like 4 feet by 3 feet, and it was a solid brick of ground chicken, and it was frozen like a rock. And I brought it out, carried it out, set it up next against this little stand. Like sometimes they have these cigarette or they used to be film, photographic film stands where they could process your films or send it out for you, whatever. Anyways, it was sitting next to that. And I'm like, oh man, it's going to take days, right, to thaw this out. So I'm not going to be cooking this for dinner, I guess, right? And there was a couple other people there. And they're like, well, just leave it and come back. And we walked to the other side of the parking lot area, and there was a little cigarette store that sold cigars, cigarettes, stuff like that. I walked in, and this was one girl, and they were both, I don't know, Middle Eastern. I don't know what country, so I'm not going to name them, but it was obvious they were speaking Arabic or Farsi or something like that. And the girl, they had glass cabinets, and the girl asked if she could help me. And I said, I'm looking for Swizzers. They're like rolled cigars or cigarettes or cigarettes or something. They're I don't know all about it. I know that a lot of people back in the day would empty them out and put marijuana or weed in them and then smoke them in public, like nobody could tell the smell of it. But anyways, so there was a pack of 3, and it's really important. I don't know why, but 3, 3 to a pack Swizzers, right? And I asked how much they were because there was no price. I don't know why I'm buying them. I don't smoke. She goes, I don't know. And she was trying to figure it out, and she was having such a hard time. And her mother came over and says, well, I'm training her to help us in the business. I'm like, okay, because this girl, I think she was in high school, maybe early college. And she couldn't figure it out. She's like, but I need the computer. I need the computer to tell me how much they are and how much I can charge. And the mom was trying to explain to her, it's like, well, you're going to have to figure it out in your head, right? She goes, well, I can't. I need the computer. I think there's a meaning there. I said, never mind. I don't need them. I walked outside. Then the scene changed, and I was in a submarine. And like 2 bunks, one guy on my right side, and I'm here packing up. I'm like, hey, we gotta get off the sub, pack up your stuff, your personal belongings, and we have to get off. He's like, no, I'm gonna stay. And I looked at him, and he had like long curly hair, he had a dark beard, and tan or brownish skin. I mean, I didn't know if he was Hispanic or Middle Eastern, but he had that look, right? I don't care. I mean, it's like, okay, but he's like, no, he was insistent on staying on the sub. I'm like, but we were told everybody off the boat, you know? He's like, well, I'm staying. I'm like, well, I'm going because we got to go. We got to go now, you know? So all of a sudden, the scene changed and I was on a dock. And the dock was next to the mini market place where I was. And on the dock, there was a building. And I went in the building to get processed, unloading everything and They said, is everybody off the boat? And I said, no, there's one guy who won't get off, right? And then I'm outside the building suddenly, right? Outside of the building, the submarine's no longer by the dock area, and it's out in the bay, because we were in like a bay, and I couldn't tell if it was Seattle or like Pearl Harbor Bay or Long Beach in Los Angeles, California. But one of those three, and maybe this applies to all three, I don't know. But the submarine was off at a distance, and then it exploded. All of a sudden, a rush of water came up, like a big plume splash, and then there was a mushroom cloud. And it was bright, and I could look at it, which was really strange, because you're not supposed to look at it. But it was like orange on the outside, and then yellow, and then the very center was super bright white. And I went, oh my gosh, right? But there was no shock wave. I woke up before there was a shock wave or anything else. My own kind of interpretation on this, what I see in the Midwest, there's going to be a super chill frozen chickens, right? I don't know all what it means. Hopefully you guys get the interpretation. Put it in the comments. The thing about the frozen chicken meat that you're not going to be able to eat, there's going to be a lack of a shortage, basically. And then when I went into the cigarette thing, I don't know what the 3 stands for, but it's pretty important, because I've seen E and 3, right, in the clouds and in signs and numbers, just all over the place, right? I've seen 103, which is in Strong's, to gather up, to rise up. I've also seen the number 8 over and over and over, right? Sometimes upright, and sometimes like this, like the infinity sign. You know, what they mean, I'm sure they mean something to somebody. And as for the submarine, everybody off, meaning they're not active, or they're in dry dock, so they're not at sea, and or these are nuclear subs because they blew up, and, you know, big mushroom. So it's important. I don't know the timing. I don't know where, except for, you know, I got this strong impression of Seattle, Pearl Harbor, and Long Beach. Could be somewhere else. Anyways, that was a dream. And once again, it was, colors were real, just like this. You know, I could feel the wind, the sunshine on my face. You know, even in the submarine, I could smell the dusty musk smell, you know, of water or things like that. You know, I could hear in the submarine the water kind of bouncing around outside because we were close to the hull. I don't know if, I mean, those are probably old school submarines. Who knows, right? This isn't the first submarine or explosion dream I've had. In fact, my daughter had a dream of the Long Beach or Orange County off the coast. There was a nuclear explosion. Anyways, love you guys. Yeah, it's just a dream. I'm putting it out there. You know, got to be faithful and true. If he gives me the dream, I'll put it up. And if it's wrong, okay. You know, but if it's right, then it's a warning. So, love you guys. Can't wait to do another Bible study. See ya.